If you go to Monaco and you see a yacht and you see a man on that yacht, he had to work his entire life and network his entire life and get up early and deal with stress and tax problems and police problems and work his ass off to buy that boat. What did the girl have to do? The girl who's on that boat, the 19-year-old Ukrainian. She had to get a message on Instagram. So the man...
But the girl is also on that boat because the man who's like 35 and has made all of this money wants the 19-year-old girl on that boat. This is also kind of one thing that I disagree with him a lot. He kind of frequently kind of like disses and like, I guess, devalues or whatever you want to call it, like these type of women, this type of like Instagram women. But then this man himself is like constantly like lifting up and promoting his lifestyle and bragging about how he's able to get with these women, you know? It's like I saw him on another podcast, like I guess shitting on like the just like the haha lol blonde bimbo like Instagram influencer lifestyle, but then this is the same type of woman that he goes after himself. So it's like, I don't know, this is just what I mean, but it's like I feel like he says one thing that's like not necessarily the most horrible thing that you could say. I mean, sometimes he says really horrible shit, but like sometimes like that, yeah, you know, it's like, okay, if you want to criticize a certain lifestyle, okay, but then why do you go and like selectively look for the people living this lifestyle? I don't know, it's just, that's what I mean, where it's kind of inconsistent at the very least, you know?
Man moves one square at a time and the queen just jumps on board. This is the point. Female beauty is extremely valuable.
The thing is, there's a difference between a high-value man and a high-value woman. For me, a high-value woman is what kind of mother is she? What kind of like compassion has she got? You know, has she got integrity? Has she got morals? Is she loyal? Like all these other qualities. But I feel like men base it on like just an aesthetic level.
I agree with you. If I meet a female, I would like her to be all those things, especially loyal. It's the most important thing for a female to be.
Are you loyal?
Mr. Loyal, man of God, we already talked about church. But the point is that to initially attract a mate, females, the most important thing for them is their looks, whereas a man, I think, is his status. His status is a far more varied spectrum than looks alone. Being good looking alone does not make you a high status male. To be a high status male, you need to have a bunch of things. Initially, if you're just pretty, you're going to get attention. Whereas a man, you need to have a bunch of things to just get attention. Do you understand? Do you agree with my point?
Not always.
He takes things that are like almost true, and then he over exaggerates them to the point where they are not true. I'd say obviously that generally speaking, I feel like a woman, like in society, again, we don't want it to be this way, but it is true, you know. Like generally speaking, I'd say that women get held up higher because of or they get valued higher because of their looks, and men get valued higher because of their status. But it's still like if you're an ugly as fuck guy, you know, it's like, I don't know, if you have like let's say that you're like 23, okay? You have like a decent job, you're making like way above like average income or whatever. But you're also ugly as shit, probably no one is gonna talk to you. But then of course we have like, okay, if you get high enough status, then you can probably just like say fuck the rest, and you know, you don't have to deal with like the fact that you're ugly or anything like that. But you know, I don't know, it's just like, I feel like this is the general pattern. He takes something that like we all kind of underlyingly agree with, but then he exaggerates it to a point where it's no longer really true. So it's quantified by how many people respect you and enjoy spending time with you. It's measured in self-worth and self-value. I mean, I could agree with that definition to an extent, but the thing is, when we talk about status now, we talk about status as in like the dating market and the dating world. And I'm sorry, it's like, I truly like someone who like has respect for themselves. But I mean, if you're like in the dating market, status doesn't mean how much someone loves themselves. Like, I'm sorry, if you are just like conventionally like ugly as shit and you have no money and you have nothing to offer, it doesn't matter how much you love yourself. Probably most people are not gonna be with you.
Holy shit, girl, queen, pussy, boss.
Thank you for the gifted subs, Renee. That's very sweet. Also, hello. I like how he says he's loyal, but he said before that he can get with a lot of women, but when a girl just looks at another man, it's wrong. Yeah, no, that's... you know, hopefully we'll get some like gold nuggets like that to like watch in this, but we'll see.
Listen, there's men that are funny that aren't that attractive that can get attention. It's like an energy thing.
I disagree.
You disagree?
I disagree. I know what you're saying. They can get attention, but I don't think anyone would look at a funny guy who lives with his mom and call him a high-value male. Whereas if you get a really, really beautiful girl, even if she has nothing else going for her, she'd be considered high value.
I would say.
But that is true. Actually, that is true. But you know why that is true? Because like a lot of men like him, they don't look for partners, okay? They look for like playthings. They look for pet like 19-year-olds that are like attractive, that they can like, you know, fuck and then kind of don't have to deal with when they want to do other shit, you know? So it's like, this is true, but this is true because of like people like him that are not looking for like equal partners. They're looking for like plaything, like fuck dolls, like 19-year-old like empty-headed like fuck dolls, basically. That's their ideal woman, you know? Someone who doesn't argue, someone who doesn't really say anything, who just kind of does what he wants her to do and then fucks off.
High value, no.
Yeah, we can disagree. That's fine.
Are you a good partner?
The best.
The best. What makes you the best?
Besides you and the police, I don't often answer questions.
Okay. He's definitely had a police interview in the past.
I don't like to answer open-ended questions because I feel like they're a trap.
Why?
Because when you speak a lot, it's how you end up getting trapped, right? It doesn't matter if it's a police interview or anything else. The more you talk, the worse. So I want you to
I can't tell if he's actually paranoid or if it's just a part of his like James Bond fantasy.
be very, very specific with your parameters within the questioning, because that allows me to answer them in a way which makes me look the best.
I don't know, I feel like a very confident man that was very sure of himself would just answer.
You think so? Mm-hmm. If a
Because I feel
very,
like he's just being calculated.
okay, a very innocent
Thank you for the gifted subs there. That's very, very sweet. Hello, Javelin. It's just clout. Yeah.
man, would he just answer the police?
Yeah. If he's innocent.
Then you've never dealt with the police, my dear. That's not how it works.
No?
No, of course not.
But he's innocent.
Doesn't mean anything. Innocent and guilty in and of itself is a false paradigm. You have to understand that the world we live in, there is no black and white. There's no such thing. It's all a sliding scale. If they want to find you guilty, they'll find you guilty. I guarantee you sold something to a mate on eBay 7 years ago and didn't pay tax. Boom, you're going to jail. I'm enjoying this conversation, and I understand every point she's making, and I'm being deliberately abrasive. However, the truth is about the masculine feminine dynamic is that females, like men, are completely in charge and run.
Thank you for the gifted sub against that. That's very, very sweet. And thank you for the bit snap. Sorry, wait, I want to hear what it says now.
She's making, and I'm being deliberately abrasive.
Yeah, okay, true. I mean, it does seem like he is being deliberately abrasive, you know?
However, the truth is about the masculine feminine dynamic is that females, like men, who are completely in charge and run their life exactly how they want, and they comply and bend to the man's wills and lifestyle. To come along to a woman and say, how do you want me to be so that you like me, is a death sentence for the relationship. So that's how it works.
Again, it's just like, it's like slightly he over-exaggerates everything a bit too much. I'd say, generally speaking, if like most people could acknowledge that, yeah, like generally speaking, women probably like more dominant and like confident men, okay? But he's just like, I don't know, he just always like exaggerates this like a bit too much, where it's like borderlines into like, oh, is this really true anymore? Like, this should be something that's not that controversial. Like, oh, generally speaking, women probably like more dominant and like confident men. But he says it in a point where it's like, it almost feels, like, I don't know how he does it, but he just feels icky a little bit when he says it. What the fuck is this? After the 24th hour, I walked out right into the walkway of Andrew Tate and the sussy cranberry monster. I've did this before, so I know how it'll turn out after the 6th annual placement of concrete walls. I know the imposter will fall down and land into a pile of chicken breasts. Then all the targets die. I know I made it out free, any suspicious, and the real imposters win. I love that, dude.
What kind of man do you want to be?
I want to be a man who lives true to himself, and a man who goes to sleep easy at night, and a man who knows that he's living true to his biological necessities and instincts, and tries his best not to hurt anybody, and leaves a positive impact on the world.
Are your actions congruent with your words? Yeah?
What else would they be?
I don't know. I don't know you, so that's why
You
I'm
don't
trying
know?
to get to know you.
I rolled the clip of him saying I'm a man of God, and then rolled the next clip of him saying I wake up, I push 2 bitches out of my bed.
Yeah, we're here to know each
I
other.
don't know.
Of course they are. Yeah, I'm a positive man. I'm a positively inspirational and motivating person.
Okay, what do you do that's motivating?
I inspire people to tell the truth, I think.
Okay.
And I think a lot of men live in a world now today where they have to lie.
Do you think?
In fact, I would basically guarantee that 99% of men are lying at least 80% of the time.
Really?
Okay, he must have just said this to like get clicks. I've heard this on TikTok, and it's just like, what the fuck does he even mean with this? At least 99% of men lie 80% of the time. Alright, maybe he will explain it, but what the fuck does that even mean?
That's a bit bold.
I think it's true, because I think that
So men are liars.
men are liars. Women are correct, men are liars. Women wear makeup because men fall in love with what they see, and men lie because women fall in love with what they hear. Men are liars because men are in constant competition with other men, and they have to find a way to be competitive, and the easiest way to be competitive is to lie. If you can sit there and convince a woman that you're rich because you bought her a $100 or £100 meal, that's what you're gonna do. It's a lot easier than becoming rich.
I don't know. Like, I don't know how to argue with this. It just sounds absurd to me, but I mean, I guess it's just his personal experience against mine. I don't know what to say. It's just like, I don't believe... I obviously don't believe 99% of men are lying 80% of the time. That's just absurd, but maybe men do lie more? I have no clue.
And women believe it. And as long as women are stupid enough to believe it, Men are dishonest enough to lie.
For me personally, I'm the type of woman that it's actions rather than words. I don't get like phased by.
Actions can be a lie. You think flowers can't be a lie? You think flowers, 25 pounds on a phone call to some dickhead delivery dude can't be a lie?
No, but there's some like good men that it wouldn't even enter their head that.
Also, I think he misunderstands what she says, right? It's like, sure, you can kind of lie, or you can be deceitful, you know, with like buying someone gifts. But like action speaks louder than words. Like, if you're like rich and you bought someone flowers, then that's not probably an action that we care a lot about, you know? But if you like, maybe you had something really important going on and you canceled your plans to come and like help me out because I really asked you, then that's like, that's what we mean when we say like actions speak louder than words. Because like you can say anything, but like the fact that you canceled your important plans to like come help me out when I really needed you, that's an action that speaks really loudly. There's no way to like lie or like deceit that, if that makes sense. And I think he just completely misunderstands what that sentence means.
That's a lie. So I feel like everything you're doing is just very calculated.
Life is calculated. All
It's
men
not.
lie.
It's really not.
Men
Like,
lie
it's
because,
actually
yeah,
not.
life at the upper echelons, at the highest echelons of life is absolutely and utterly calculated. Every single man at the top echelon of life is a calculated man. You don't get there by accident.
Okay, so do you want to get to the top?
I'm already at the top echelon of man. And when you're at the top echelon of man, it's a very, very calculated process. You don't get there by accident.
Also, I don't know. I have no clue. This man could actually be like, I don't know, at the top echelon of society. I have no money. I have no clue how much money he actually has. But it's also just like, doesn't it feel a bit like if someone is so full of himself, okay? Even if it's justified, can you really believe that you are like such a good man if you're this like braggish? I don't know. I just feel like I don't know how to explain it. I just feel like, you know, we have like, if we just take the evolution of a person, you know, I feel like one person, they're progressing through life, and maybe at some point they like reach this point where they're like, oh shit, I'm making money, I'm doing all of this shit, I'm really good, and then they just start bragging about everything. But I just feel like there's a point after you attain all of this like success where you kind of also attain like, you know, humility, and like you become humble. And I just feel like this is obviously not the final evolution of man, because he still hasn't learned humility, it feels like. But maybe he's just saying all of this to get clicks on the internet, who knows? Hard to know anything these days.
Accident. Nothing good in life happens on accident.
Oh wait,
when
what
you
was
say
what was
men
removed?
don't lie because you believe in actions, I'm saying a lot of actions are lies.
Am I high value woman in your eyes?
You're very good looking, so I would say, yeah, absolutely. You're beautiful. You seem like you're a good person. You seem intelligent. You're not stupid. So I'd say you're a high value woman, but your actions dictate that, right? The most important actions a woman can undertake is loyalty. Every man out here knows that disloyalty is the most disgusting thing a female could ever do to her man.
But are you loyal?
I just feel like once you say that, like, I don't know, I've thought about it for a while, that it feels like when this man is thinking about his perfect woman, he's basically just thinking about, like, taking, like, the mind of a really obedient dog and putting it into, like, a hot 19-year-old. That feels like his, like, optimum, or, like, yeah, like, his, like, prime 10 out of 10 woman, you know? And it's ever since I've thought about that, it's just, like, everything he's saying, you can kind of, like, if you can just imagine a dog in your head, it's like, it kind of still applies until he starts talking about, like, beauty.
Let's not pretend that male loyalty and female loyalty are the same thing.
But loyalty is loyalty.
No, but they're not the same thing, are they?
Why is it not?
Because men and women are not the same.
We are not the same. You are correct there.
Okay, so we agree.
No, but I'm not agreeing to people being dishonest, cheaters, liars. He's deluded.
Why do you think men and women are different?
We carry children.
Correct.
You know, we nurture. We're, you know, compassionate, emotional beings.
Yep.
Men are very different.
I agree.
However, I don't think it's very fair for men to sit with the opinion that it's acceptable for men to cheat.
I didn't even say that, but I think if we, as intelligent, logical beings, as you are and as I am, if we agree that men and women are not the same, then our paradigms on how we enact in certain regards cannot be seen as the same.
So,
right?
so if I'm with you
Correct.
and I then cheat,
That's disgusting. I can't believe you even said that on YouTube. You see, you just said that on YouTube. I'm sorry to the world. Please don't listen to this.
No, he's
No, it
obviously just
happens.
joking
No,
around,
it
or like
does-
he's
no,
trying
it
to be
does.
provocative.
No. Please don't say this on YouTube. You're going to corrupt the youth. I'm sorry for her. I'll pray for her. But these things can't be said. Women can't do that. It's disgusting.
women can't do that, so it's a double standard.
It's a double standard. But life is full of double standards.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean any, like, listen, regardless with your philosophies and everything that you keep
It's not my
No,
philosophies.
but I'm saying, okay, life is full of double standards.
Correct.
I understand that. But in a relationship,
Correct.
it's a partnership.
Yes.
Right? You and me, we're together.
Since when?
You know what I'm saying. When you're trying to build a partnership and a life with someone, the end goal is you two together.
Agreed.
So why cheat?
I know, I understand where you're coming from. My point is that relationships and life is full of double standards as a whole. A man's going to pay for everything everywhere you go, right? This is his duty as a man. Do you agree?
No, I do like traditional.
Okay, so you agree. So you're traditional, right? So if you want to talk about traditional, let's talk about tradition. Every single man since the dawn of human time had more than one woman. Every single king, every single emperor.
Huh? What? I mean, sure, maybe if we just talk about like random like emperors through history, yeah, bro, they've all had like a million mistresses. But I don't know, man. I feel like sure we can hold up some random guy from like 1,000 years ago and be like, oh, this is a great man because he was a king. But all he ever really did was he was just born into the right family, right? Or we can look at people who actually like accomplished great stuff, like actual like true like high value man who like did something for society, like maybe like Malcolm X, like an autobiography I read like a couple of months ago. Like that was a man who he took one woman and he married that woman and then he stayed with that woman until he died. I was like, I don't know, I don't feel like it's fair at all to call a man great and use him as an example of like a great man just because he was a king or something. Because weren't like 90% of kings who've ever lived just born into the right family? It's not all they ever did. I mean, maybe they did stuff later, but like in order to become the king, the great man, you know, it's just they were just kind of born like lucky RNG, unironically.
For every single sultan, every single conqueror since the dawn of human time had more than one woman. All of them. Every single one. Read a history book. Read the Bible. It's all in there. The Quran, all of it. You want to talk about tradition, it's all there. The only reason your mind is different, the only reason you believe differently is because of society.
I don't know if Radina is here or not, but I feel like she would be fuming if she heard that.
The world evolves, yeah, that's right. Now men cut their dicks off and their chicks. You believe in this shit? You got the vaccine? You believe in any of this crap? It's all
what the fuck did this?
Get there. The only reason your mind is different, the only reason you believe differently is because of society. Society's come along and told you so.
Yeah, but society, we can change. Like the world evolves, things change.
The world evolves, yeah, that's right. Now men cut their dicks off and their chicks. You believe in this shit? You got the vaccine? You believe in any of this crap? It's all a lie.
I feel like
Oh, I forgot that he's actually anti-vax. Okay, you know, it's like I've said before. This is what anti-vax, or it's like one of the things that I just won't argue with it. Okay, it's like I feel like I don't really know how I would ever bring over like an anti-vax person to my side. Someone just ignore it. Okay, we can all just kind of agree that that's kind of insanity. I don't know how she's staying calm. Yeah, I don't know. She's a respectable character.
It's about choices.
Life is about choices, correct. My point is this. If I had a woman, I would decide not to cheat because I decide. However, I would not see my infidelity as nearly anywhere near even 1% as disgusting as female infidelity. Because
you can just tell that he's trying really hard right here to be provocative. I don't know, I just recognize this because I've also tried to be provocative like around friends or whatever because it's fun. I don't know, I just feel like if you're a person who's ever really tried to like, I guess, bait reactions, you recognize this. He's trying so hard to be provocative right here.
Infidelity involves emotion. You will not sleep with a man you don't like. I can sleep with a woman I don't like. It's a completely different thing. I can be head over heels in love with a woman, ready to die for her, ready to take a bullet for her, protect her, give her all the money in the world, make sure...
Okay, but you sleeping with a woman you don't like, isn't that just like Mr. Man of God? Isn't that just like a show of your lack of morals, or a show of your lack of integrity? I don't know, dude. It's like, I don't really know how to respond to this. I just feel like it's one of those things. It's kind of like on like just like surface level, kind of obviously kind of stupid, you know. If I was her, I would flip the table over, break his glasses, and then kick him in the nuts. He would probably like that, you know. And if there's the type of guy to reject a girl after she blocks him. Lamau. No, I have a moth in my room. Hello, friend.
She has a beautiful family, a nice big house, all of it. And I'll still that bitch. Watch me. A woman won't do that. So don't lie to me and pretend. No, you won't. Any woman who will sit here and say, I can dudes in this big house, all
oh, wait,
of it.
well, sorry, wrong button. I wanted to lower the volume.
A woman won't do that. So don't lie to me and pretend. No, you won't. Any woman who will sit here and say, I can dudes and not care about them is fundamentally broken. Her soul is broken.
Why, I don't know, why would her soul be broken? The thing is, like, I could agree, okay? I think it's generally speaking, it's a fact of the world. I feel like sex is probably more of an emotional thing to women in general compared to men in general, like in today's society. But I have no clue if that's like a biological thing or if it's, I don't know if it's a nature or nurture thing, you know? But I feel like to say that, like, but then of course it goes the 15 extra steps and it says that she's fundamentally broken, her soul is broken, and it's like, okay dude, but you have no if you want to say that a woman is broken for like having sex without emotion, you have no argument against that a man would also be broken for having sex with no emotion. I don't know. Again, it's just like he says something that's like there's like some underlying truth like far down there, and then he's just like boom, fucking goes to the moon with it.
Yeah, well, she's broken then, but she's still doing it.
Well, if she's broken, she ain't anywhere near me. I don't want no broken bitch near me.
I'm definitely sure women would cheat on you.
You think so? Well, those are the kind of women I will not associate with. Females shouldn't even want to cheat. And the reason women can't cheat is because there's no way to ensure paternity if a female's cheating. Modern science in and
Wait, what's paternity? There's no way to ensure.
And the reason women can't cheat is because there's no way to ensure paternity if a female's cheating.
There's no way to. I don't know what that sentence means. Sorry, I need to do English. Paternity. The state of being a father. Oh. Wait, what? Am I stupid?
Shouldn't even want to cheat. And the reason women can't cheat is because there's no way to ensure paternity if a female's cheating.
There's no way to ensure paternity if a female's cheating.
Modern science in and of itself, just because you can now find out who the dad is, doesn't undo 5,000 years of human evolution in which...
Oh, does it mean that a woman can't cheat because if a woman cheats, we don't know who the father is? What? What the fuck? Okay, I don't know. I have no clue what to say to that one. That's just...
We knew exactly who the father was. If a man has multiple partners, you know who the mother is, you know who the father is. If a woman has multiple...
Actually, no, the people like this are really good at like taking something random that's like, okay, logically, like what he's laying out, like his argument, like step 1, step 2, step 3 makes sense, right? It's like, okay, I mean, technically, sure, before we had any type of like, you know, DNA scanning or anything like that, yeah, okay, you know, like, yeah, sure, if a man cheats with 3 women, we know whose child all of the 3 children are, if they get pregnant, all 3 of them, and if a woman cheats with a bunch of men, we don't really know which child it is. That makes sense, right? But what the fuck does that have to do with anything about like cheating in today's society? I don't know. It's just like he lays up logic thing 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 follows, but they just like have completely nothing to do with what he was saying like a minute before. Like I don't know. I feel like he does this with his like car argument as well. It's like I don't know, dude. It's just like, please, Mr. Tate, connect the dots for me. Why is this relevant to cheating today? It's not like every time you go cheat today because we want to get pregnant. Like I'm pretty sure no one who cheats wants to get pregnant, you know? So if no one wants to get pregnant, if almost no one is getting pregnant, how is this relevant? I don't know.
multiple partners. Nobody knows who the dad is. Nobody wants to look after the kid. And a woman with a child without a father or without a man around in the ancient world was toast.
He talks a lot of nothing.
I would never ever be with a girl who cheats on me, and I would never ever.
You can't.
Yeah.
Also, I really like the argument, you know. This is how it's been in the past, so this is obviously how things should be now, right? In the past, we lived in caves and we ate raw meat and we... hello? It's like... In the past, we put women on fucking stakes and burned them alive because we thought they were witches. Should we do this today just because we used to do it in the past?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes.
Is he getting agitated or bored? I can't tell.
Like, because the thing is with, like, this is just an assumption. I'm assuming, you know, you have a nice
This is
life.
not wrong.
No,
It's
but
not
I'm saying
wrong.
you have a nice life, you live a good lifestyle. Women will just see you as an opportunity.
If I was
Do you
a
understand?
dumbass, yeah, correct.
Yeah, but this one said, but your attitude is what keeps a woman also. Like, do you think a high-value woman is going to sit there and tolerate a man condescending and talking to her and being like, we're different and we're this, we're that, because we're not. A woman that knows her worth is not going to tolerate that.
As professionals, we discussed the infidelity of females, and I said that female infidelity is more disgusting than male infidelity.
This is also something that I heard that I think is very true. I heard someone else say this actually. I heard someone else bring up the fact that like the type of woman that this guy like raises up as the ideal woman, you know, like a woman who's like a good mother, doesn't cheat, stays loyal, like intelligent, really attractive, like all of these things, this type of woman, why would she want anything to do with him? The type of woman who is actually, you know, hasn't slept with a lot of people, maybe even the type of woman who saved herself too much. Do you think a good like religious woman who saved herself for marriage, like, you know, good mother, good all of these things, do you think she would actually want to be with someone who's like a rich porn star, like playboy, like fucking women left and right, chain smoke cigars, and he's just like completely obsessed with like material success and stuff like that? Like, no, what the fuck?
And I think that the world agrees with me. History agrees with me. The Bible agrees with me. The Quran agrees with me. Every single book you can read from history says that females who are promiscuous.
I would be very impressed if this man actually read even one full of these books.
Should either be stoned to death or at least cast out from society. Female promiscuity is a brand new concept. This is brand new amongst society. The idea that women can sleep with a bunch of dudes and it doesn't matter is a brand new idea. 30, 40 years old, maybe. Even today, nobody respects it, deep down. When a girl shoots a girl she doesn't like, you know the first thing she does? She says she's a... You know why? Because they know deep down that female promiscuity is disgusting, is revolting. So the whole idea of...
You know one thing that's very sad, okay? So, call me cringe, but I've started reading the Bible just because I want to know, I want to learn about like the old religious texts because I'm a nerd, okay? And one thing that I found very sad, as I was reading, and I was sending a screenshot of this to Jess. It's like, wait, let me find it. Oh yeah, there was like some story, like in the beginning of the Old Testament, there was some story about some guy, and he unknowingly bought his daughter-in-law as a prostitute. He paid a woman to have sex without knowing that it was actually his daughter-in-law. And then he came home, and then he heard that his daughter-in-law was caught prostituting herself. And then his reaction was, unironically, I have the screenshot here. About 3 months later, Judah was told, "Your daughter-in-law Tamar is guilty of prostitution, and as a result she is now pregnant." Judah said, "Bring her out and have her burned to death." I don't know, man. It seems like not a lot has changed in 2,000 years, sadly enough. Bruh, imagine... Okay, I don't know, dude. Sometimes, I wanna, you know... I wanna be the advocate. I wanna be the one who, like, I wanna welcome in, like, the boys, the males, you know. I wanna lift up men. I want us all to come together and try to live better lives. And I wanna stand up for men who's getting, like, shit on completely, you know. At the same time, sometimes we make it really hard for ourselves to not, like, justify getting shit on. You had a date with a woman 2 days ago who was a complete virgin. She was in her late 20s. The Bible is actually a pretty metal story. Hello, Simo Gamer. Thank you for the compliment.
Of a female wanting to sleep with more than one man at a time is haram. And they know it inside of their souls, inside of their hearts.
I don't think so.
As yes, they do. As does a man.
I don't think...
Yes, they do. Whereas a man, if he sleeps with a bunch of chicks, doesn't matter. Who cares?
It's also funny because this man recently, he talked with another streamer and he got so butthurt that he got interrupted over and over again. And just like, listen to this. Like, she's having a very normal conversation tone still.
Haram. And they know it inside of their souls, inside of their hearts.
I don't think so.
As yes, they do.
Yes, they
as
do.
does a man. Whereas a man, if he sleeps with a bunch of chicks, doesn't matter. Who cares?
So would you be with me if I'd slept with over 50 men? I'm a high-value woman, right? You said it yourself.
How can you be high value if 50 men have slept with you?
If I've just been single for a long time.
No, unacceptable.
Why is it unacceptable?
Haram. A body count is probably the #1 most easiest way to judge the value of a female. I actually...
Oof, okay, wow. Now he's actually taking bolder stances. Bruh. Wait, did he actually... Wait, what exactly... I don't want to misquote him. What exactly did he say?
I've just been single for a long time.
No, unacceptable.
Why is it unacceptable?
Haram. A body count is probably the #1 most easiest way to judge the value of a female.
A body count is probably the most easiest way to judge the value of a female. See, this is what I mean. Like, I mean, sometimes we say more than we intend to, I think. And now he's just... I mean, like, this doesn't say anything about what a woman's value is. It just says things about what a woman's value is to him. He wants like a 19-year-old virgin. That's his ideal woman, you know? It's like, and sure, this makes sense if you just want like a little obedient pet that you can, you know, stick your dick inside whenever you're bored. But it's like, most people are probably looking for something more like a partner, you know, not like a inflatable fuck doll. And I don't know, dude. I saw a TikTok today when someone was like, the reason why women hate Andrew Tate is because he's trying to bring back masculinity. And it's like, no, the reason why a lot of females, oh, now I'm saying females, the reason why a lot of women especially dislike this guy is because the brand of masculinity that he's selling is like the brand of masculinity where like the only type of woman you go chasing after is like the like subservient, like obedient, like dog, you know? It's like, I don't know. I don't understand his point because it's also haram for a man to date and cheat on their wives. Yeah, that's what I mean. I wouldn't really care if my partner was promiscuous in her past when we were together in a relationship, and I think that is what it boils down to. Yeah, no, and I think that's reasonable, you know? That's like, I feel like that's I mean, some people really care about like promiscuity in the past, but I feel like for me, right, it's like I don't really care what you've done in the past. It's like I care about what type of person you are now, and I just like, for me personally, I feel like, yeah, I know we come together as like partner and partner, and we kind of decide that like, hey, okay, we are not gonna fuck other people just because it's like, you know, it's problematic, it's cheating, it's like, it's hurtful. Let's just like agree on like we can come in unison and decide to only fuck each other, right? Yeah, okay, cool, nice, right, agreed, boom, and then we move on with our lives. I think I'm going to refresh my head after this. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Yeah, no problem. Take a break, Angelica.
I actually think that no. I'm going to say this. I think 99% of the world's problems, and no one's going to understand this, but if you can extrapolate, if you can listen to this statement, extrapolate it out towards society at large.
This doesn't make sense, but if you put a lot of mental gymnastics into it, maybe you can make it make sense.
I think 99% of the world's problems would be solved if females walked through life with their body count on their forehead.
I don't even think he believes. The thing is, I don't think he believes this himself. He's just saying this for bait. This is just bait. This is clickbait, literally speaking. He knows this is not true. He's like, really? You think this? You think that, like, I don't know, you think that, like, in climate change, this fucker probably doesn't really even believe in climate change, but you think climate change would be solved if women had their body count on their forehead? They feel like all the world wars, and you think that all the wars and the famine and the genocide and all of this would just be world hunger? Yup, solved by females' body count being displayed on her. Actually, true. We should just like, he just solved world hunger, guys. He could just go down. He should just fly down to like some of these places with like extreme famine, and he should just like fly down there with like a year's supply of Sharpies and just start writing it on their forehead, and then boom, magically now they're not hungry anymore.
Because it would prevent.
Imagine hating women as much as he do. The thing is, I unironically, I don't even think he hates women. I think he likes the attention that he's getting from the internet. So he likes speaking as provocatively as possible because he knows that gets people riled up and he gets more attention. And I think he, like, again, I don't even think he hates women. I just think he views them as, I just think he views them as inferior. You know, I think he just views them kind of as like pets or like playthings, mostly speaking.
All of the disintegration of morals, it would prevent so many things.
Again with this like moral talk, dude. Talk to any like actual religious person ever, they would probably like pray for you, and like they would probably like, bro, they would be horrified if they heard even like 10% of your lifestyle
about the world.
But you know what? There's like a lot.
And women would be like, to be with me as a man, I don't want to put another number on my forehead. You have to be a good man. They wouldn't stop fucking these idiots and stop being idiots, and all the idiocy would disappear. All the degeneracy would disappear. Families would return. Virgins meeting their first man, staying with him her whole life and being proud of it. Couldn't we go back to such a beautiful age?
I don't think he hates women, but he sure as hell doesn't respect them or see them as equal beings. Yeah, no. The thing is, like, this reminds me, I mean, there's a Swedish poem. Oh god, I don't know how understandable this would be in translation, but it's like, there's a Swedish poem that like ends with something like, and I'm paraphrasing kind of, but it's like, a man searches for a flower and he finds a fruit. A man searches for a source, you know, as in a source of water, and he finds an ocean. A man searches for a woman and he finds a soul. He's disappointed. And I just feel like that, this is like, I don't know, so the whole point of this poem, right, is that like, generally speaking, men, I shouldn't say like men, but you know, like definitely a lot of men at least, definitely guys like this, when they're looking for a woman, they're not looking for another human being, they're not looking for another like equal human being partner to like come and like complement their lives. They're looking for like a very certain like just set of things that a person can do for them. So they're looking for someone for like romantic and like sexual intimacy. Maybe they're looking for someone to have their children and like take care of their home, but it's not really like all of this doesn't like make up a person. They just kind of want these like 4 or 5 things, and then everything else is just kind of excessive and in the way. And I don't know, I just think that's been my favorite poem ever since I heard it, and I feel like it's just very, very spot on.
All we have to do is start putting numbers on girls' foreheads.
Wait, it says that we aren't equal, that we should be treated differently, evolutionary form gender roles. I mean, hey, I feel like it's obviously, men and women are different in some ways. I'd feel like, but however, it's not like a complete binary, you know? It's not like all men are this way and all women are that way. It's probably, men probably tend to be a bit taller, a bit stronger, a bit whatever. Women probably tend to be a bit more, you know, like caring or like maternal, like if we look at like average like spread of like hormones and whatever through like different people. But it's like on average, right? So like the average man is here and the average woman is here, but there is some overlap. There is some men who are better at like traditionally female things, and there are some women who are better at traditionally male things. There's like overlap on both ways. And I think, of course, we can recognize that there are differences between men and women, generally speaking, right? But it's not like all men are this way and all women are this way. And the way he puts it forth is just is very like rigidly traditional. Like, no, if you are a woman, this is what you should be doing. This is how you should be acting. Blah 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 blah. And it's just like, nah, we have progressed a little bit farther than that. I would hope, you know. Like if I don't know, fucking like if a man wants to be a nurse, like fine, maybe he's a really good nurse, you know. And maybe some women are just like, you know, I actually don't want to stay home and take care of the kids, you know. Wild thing in it, but you know, it's like some women might be like really good in I don't know, fucking like STEM or like social studies or like I don't know. It's there's overlaps, okay. It's not as set in stone as it's been for like 200 years. Yeah, it's a bit too strict.
We could fix everything.
That attitude is disgusting. It's not about women's body count. That would not like minimize any problems. Men like you are the problem, Andrew. Women.
I hate that I have to keep like raising and lowering the volume just because he's screaming so much and she talks normally.
I'm sick of men that have this really disgusting outlook on women, policing women's bodies. Listen, if I want to sleep with this many people, I can and I will. Yeah, but what you're not getting is there's this whole hyper toxic independent movement of women, right? We are doing things because it's kind of, now it's our choice, but it's kind of like by force in the sense of it's like we're so liberated because we're literally exhausted with men on their power trip, on their this. So it's like, oh, if you can do it, we can do it. But this is what I said, but you men that think the way you think have created that.
I understand your point. However, you're wrong. She thinks I'm arrogant. I'm being arrogant on purpose. I must admit, annoying her is kind of fun. I think that, you know what, I'm being so nice. I'm being so nice to you. I say I think instead of I know.
This is him being nice.
The answer is I know. I know. Females who sleep with lots of men, first things first, I don't think that women naturally, intrinsically want to do that. I think that's societal programming. I think that women...
No, but I agree. This is what I'm saying to you. Like, there's things that you're saying, like, I don't disagree with certain things you're saying, but going back to my point, it's like by force, like it's to prove a point. It's like this power struggle. Like I personally don't want to sit and sleep with loads of men. I don't care. Like
good. We're getting somewhere. You see, God, Jesus, I'm getting her. Please, little by little. Got 2 hours left. Give me some time. I'll fix it.
No, but if I want to, then I'm going to.
Sorry,
but that's where you need to understand.
Little by little.
No, but genuinely, but that's what you need to
No,
understand.
you will not. God will frown upon you. You can't do that.
And you.
What do you mean, and me? It doesn't say in the Bible I can't do that. Read the book.
Doesn't the Bible unironically talk about how you should... I mean, I'm reading the Bible. I'm not there yet. Maybe I'll come back to you guys in like a month or something and be able to tell this for a fact. But I'm pretty sure the Bible also speaks about how you should only, you know, you should save yourself until marriage. You should take one wife and you should be loyal and faithful to her. I'm pretty sure that's things that gets, you know, like talked about in the Bible. The hell is this? Hello, the gremlin degenerate. We are watching...
I'm a man. Women can't do
right
those
now,
things.
It seems like a man-child because he's screaming so
I can't
much.
believe you're poisoning the youth on YouTube.
Why is he shouting?
The idea that a woman can sleep with as many people as she wants just because she wants to is wrong. It's absolutely wrong. Every man knows it and every woman knows it. Women should not do that. And the whole idea and the whole concept that females can adopt the promiscuity of males, because males have always been promiscuous.
But there's actually a lot of men that are like good, loyal men, just so you know.
Do you think so?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I know very good men.
Would you deem them high-value men?
Oh, absolutely. Successful, everything that I listed earlier, 100%.
And they don't cheat, right?
Yeah. It's possible. Like, honey, no, seriously, this guy is so toxic and the only kind of people that listen to his kind of his advice are broke men or heartbroken men that are insecure.
I think that if a man has options over a long enough time frame, he's gonna.
Oh no, I don't think I haven't really fixed the creeper, so the creeper doesn't make any sound right now because I switched to OBS.
Eventually, probably explore one of them options. Now, I'm not saying he's gonna love another woman. I'm saying that when a man's in love, he only loves one girl. I agree with that. I believe in love. I believe a man cares about a chick. I believe a man should take care of a woman. I believe he should come home to the same place every day. I believe all those things. However, I think if a man truly has options, truly, that both the man and the woman understand that at some point he's going to explore those options.
No, listen, if I'm with you, do you think I'm going to...
This is just like, I mean, this is the point where, like, I can't really make a logical argument, you know, that, like, shows why I'm right and why he's wrong. But this just, to me, feels like the thing. I feel like definitely, like, the first time a man experiences actually having options, I feel like that, like, if the first time a man actually experiences having, like, a lot of options is in a relationship, I feel like there's a chance that he'll cheat. But I would hope that when you are, like, 30 years old, like this guy, that you would have been through that already. Like, you would have already been through and, like, psychologically, like, dealt with that temptation. I mean, I can, I guess, luckily say that I have never cheated on someone in my life. But, I mean, I definitely know how difficult it is to, like, say no when there's a lot of options, like, in front of you. I mean, I was lucky that when I had my little, like, fuckboy phase, I wasn't in a relationship, so I wasn't hurting anyone. But I just, like, I know, I hear him talk, and I'm like, yeah, this makes sense for, like, a 17-year-old. Not for a 30-year-old man. And it's kind of concerning that you're talking about this. And again, it's like you're talking about this, like, being a good man, being a man of God. Don't you think, like, a high-value man, like the kind of man that you're preaching that you should be, should have the discipline to, like, say no to, like, women approaching him or, like, other people approaching him, even though he has a lot of options? Don't you think like discipline and, like, faith or, like, no, loyalty should be something that's a part of being a high-value man, you know?
Allow you to explore other options. It's either you're with me or you're not. Go be single then.
Cool.
Like, what? But realistically, what self-respecting woman is going to sit there and tolerate you?
I don't cheat. I don't cheat. I'm a good man. I don't cheat.
What woman is going to if you have all these other options?
No.
Because I'll tell you what's more powerful, what's more alpha, what's more attractive, and what's more high value is a man that can respect his woman, love her, not cheat on her, not disregard her, not see himself above her, not see him as, you know, she's his slave or anything like that. See her as an equal, treat her with respect, and put on that. That's more powerful. A partnership, two people. Not, I'm a man, I have options, I'm going to explore them. Listen, if you're a cheater, you're a cheater. If you're a loyal person, you're a loyal person. That's it.
First things first, men and women are not equal. We'll talk about that in a second. Secondly, is that if a woman sees Chris Brown in the club, do you think she's like, wow, he'll be loyal? Fuck no, she doesn't care. Like, at high enough status as a man, women don't even care about loyalty. Women don't even care about loyalty.
But this is, again, I guess this is what he does, right? Because he's like, he says a woman, but when he's saying a woman here, he's, like, specifically talking about, like, the 22-year-old, like, party girl or whatever, like, the, you know, the Miami girl that he's, like, constantly, like, shitting on, like, racking down on. But it's like, yeah, okay, if a woman goes up to Chris Brown and she wants to fuck Chris Brown, good for her. Let her do that. You shouldn't be concerned with that woman. If that's a woman that you don't want to be surrounded with, good. Go somewhere else. Look for women in different places. I don't know. It's just like, it feels like he's taking, like, a very narrow subset of women and, like, he's thinking about this very specific type of woman, but he's using just the term women, like, broadly, and it kind of, you know, like, it feels like this is, like, an intentional thing, right? Because, like, people hear this and, like, yeah, no, of course, like, everybody knows, like, Chris Brown is a bad person. Why would these women want to be with Chris Brown even if they know that she's a bad person? Okay, but if women want to be with Chris Brown, then that's just a specific type of person that you don't have to surround yourself with.
At high enough status. I'm not, and I don't cheat. Okay, listen, I'm a man of God. I go to church. I don't cheat. I'm talking about in general.
Okay, but what I'm trying to explain to you, though, because maybe your perception of what a high-value woman is warped. Because I'm a high-value woman. I make my own money. I possess all the qualities that I listed earlier. Right. I believe I'm not going to be with a man that's going to cheat. I'm not going to look at a man like Chris Brown and be like, oh my God, like, he's loyal. You see it as face value. You know he's a cheat, and maybe he'd just be a one-night guy. Cool. Just like you men do it to
women. Would you sleep with him for one night?
I don't think I would.
I hope not, because that would not make you a high-value woman.
No, this is what I'm saying, because it's like, when you hold yourself in high regard, you don't need to do those things. So the kind of caliber of women that go for men like that and these opportunities don't have that much self-worth, because it's what you're going to go with a man that's only only values you for one night. So it says a lot about the quality of a woman.
All right, so we agree on something.
But I'm saying, so when you generalize about women, don't do that, because there are many high-value women
who would refuse him,
that will not tolerate that.
completely.
She actually
I'm
brought
not
up the
saying
point
that.
that I was talking
My
about.
point is, you completely misunderstand me. I'm saying at a certain point, females aren't even interested in loyalty. Do you think all the girls with Dan Bilzerian think he's loyal? I'm not saying every girl will go with him. I'm saying there are certain girls at a certain level of male achievement who are not interested in loyalty.
But is that attractive? Like, for me personally, that's not attractive, to sit there
Good.
and see a man that thinks it's cool to have loads of women around him,
I get
be
it.
like, oh my God, they're bitches, this is that, I have all this money. That doesn't impress me. That doesn't impress a lot of women.
I
It's
agree.
about raising a family.
I
It's about
agree.
unity and
I
stuff.
agree.
But everything that you were saying, it's not that.
Talking about all these celebrities X, Y, Z at high enough value, when they have options, they will explore them. That's what I'm saying. And I'm also saying that if a man did decide to explore his options, it would not be as disgusting as if a female decided to explore
Okay,
options.
well, don't just be disgusting then.
No, it's different if a woman does
Sorry,
it.
I was spacing
It's
out.
Celebrities X, Y, Z at high enough value, when they have options, they will explore them. That's what I'm saying. And I'm also saying that if a man did decide to explore his options, it would not be as disgusting as if a female decided to explore
Okay,
options.
well, don't just be disgusting then.
No. It's different if a
So
woman
what?
does it.
So what?
It's different if a woman does it. Everyone watching this knows it's different if a woman cheats. It's different.
Honestly, men.
I don't know. I feel like I've already responded to this. He's already said this multiple times. Why it's okay, you say it's different. Can you provide any reason? I guess that's the problem. Like, I'm trying to argue with this, but he's not saying anything. He's not providing me with any argument. He's just, I guess, crying out loud. It's just like, if you want to say that, fine, but then give us some argument. Like, the burden of proof is on you to like show why this is this way. You know, if I just go out and I say, you know, the moon is actually fake, it's a big block of cheese, you know, it's like people are just gonna go, okay, you're insane.
With these sexist views, like, it's so outdated. What kind of relationship do you have with your mother?
A good one.
A good one.
Yeah, I take care of her. And also that paradigm, the whole idea that if you find a man who's good with his mom, then he's good with girls, that's bullshit.
No, it was just more because I find that your thoughts towards women are quite disrespectful.
You think so? Why?
This arrogance that you've got.
Don't tell me what, I'd actually like to know what I've said that's so far.
No, I'm just saying it's not, you don't have to say anything. It's
I'm
like
starting to
energy
space out a
speaks
little bit on this
volumes,
interview.
because you're not actually listening to what
It's
I'm
like we've not even watched half yet. We've actually watched like 40% or something. But my attention span is starting to fade. I just feel like he's saying the same things over and over again. It's like, I'm probably gonna react more to Andrew Tate in the future, you know? I like it. I think it's content. But yeah, no, I feel like the last like 5 or 10 minutes or something, I feel like he's just been saying the same things over and over again, and they've just kind of been baseless enough to where there's not even anything for me to extract out from it, you know? I just feel like I'm repeating myself, so I feel kind of done with it, with the top G for today.